Hi, this is Eric Hernandez on behalf of the Rabblecast for Inside Pulse here with Mick Foley at New York Comic Con 2014. Mick, how you doing? Are you enjoying the con so far?
So far, I'm enjoying this enclosed room at the con. I'll be out there and I'll be doing a signing for paper cuts for the WWE comic book, my first WWE-related appearance in quite a while. And then tomorrow will be the Virgil Films booth for I Am Santa Claus, which I believe is what we're going to talk about.
Yes. Well, before we get to that, I was noticing the vest. Now, is it true you've been wearing that for 287?
Well, I haven't been wearing the same vest for 287 days. I've been wearing Santa Claus themed, inspired clothing. Yeah, themed clothing for 287 consecutive days. So, different things. Tomorrow will be a different look, but I'm attempting to go an entire year, and that was my way of hopefully getting a little grassroots support for this documentary that has come to mean so much to me.
Now, are you ramping up because I saw in the documentary it's at October 30th is pretty much when they start preparations for the different Santas?
Well, a lot of the Santas, some of them, people say, wow, 287 days, that's a long time. And I say, well, some of the guys go thousands, like that's all they wear. Santa casual, like they gear up for that season, in those 6 or 7 weeks in which they, put smiles on faces and then look forward to it the rest of the year. It's almost like being a wrestler and, looking forward to WrestleMania, like, yeah, this is our big event of the year.
Now, the Kickstarter for I Am Santa Claus, how did that come about?
Well, it's like a lot of projects, a director has this dream and this vision and doesn't have the money. And so we reached out. The wrestling world was very supportive. We kind of coaxed them with some really good incentives. I want to thank CM Punk and Chris Jericho, because that was really the package. People loved the 11 by 17 of me dropping the elbow on Jericho with CM Punk as the referee. Really, without that specific package, I don't think we're sitting here because we would not have had a completed movie.
Is there any particular Christmas song or Christmas carol that you enjoy the most?
Oh, man, I have a bunch of them that I love. Oh Holy Night by Nat King Cole, and Tori Amos had some interesting twists on Christmas classics in her seasonal album, Midwinter Graces.
I actually have one, a little confession, one that I used to always look up every year around Christmas time, Little Drummer Boy with Bing Crosby and David Bowie.
Excellent. I remember being a child and watching it, and even then thinking, this is a strange combination, but it really works. So now when I hear it as a classic, I'm like, I was there. And the other song that's always going through my head, it's the Jolly Old St. Nicholas, because when we were trying to put together our, there's some suffering in the movie, like there's a joyful, there's a joy, but you've got to go we see the Santas and the hard times they go through en route to becoming that guy that they want to be. And it was my suggestion to use Jolly Old St. Nicholas. You can't just use the Chet Atkins version.
Yeah.
So we did a wonderful rendition, and so I'll be driving down the road and I'll just be like singing Jolly Old St. Nicholas in my head over and over.
In the documentary, we got to see the room that you dedicate to Christmas. Now, that's all year round. Now,
yeah.
Is that something that helps you just when you get away from the road, just helps you decompress, or is that just your playroom kind of thing?
No, it's the entire family loves that room. My daughter was asked by one of the WWE cameramen who remembered her as as a baby, going, "What was it like? Was that strange, like growing up like in a house, where you had a room dedicated to Christmas year round?" She said, no, it was wonderful, and that's where the kids gravitate towards. Like it's, some guys, have the man cave.
Yes.
That's my man cave. So I needed to get away from the wrestling, because when I was on the road all the time, and then that's where my escape was that season and becoming that guy, which I will become relatively soon.
Yeah, the transformation that happens is quite amazing when you're watching it.
Right?
When we were watching, we were just thankfully watching the screener, and when we see you sitting in the chair,
yeah.
If we didn't know who you were, like you were saying before, 30, 40 years down the line, if somebody looks in their scrapbook or their photo book and like,
wait a second,
is that guy? It's him. And then, yeah, you can easily have that happen. Now, portraying Santa and portraying the characters in the wrestling ring, very similar. The idea of the mystique, the character, pushing that is that very much the same? Because I remember seeing the one scene with Roddy Piper, and when you're trying to explain to Roddy, I went to Santa's house, and he goes, "Oh, you went to Santa's house."
It's what an amazing expression. It's just like that one eye, like I said, I went to Santa's house. He raises that one eyebrow, which gets a huge laugh. And then within 10 seconds, he's like, "You went to Santa's house." Like, it's a testament to Roddy and his facial expressions. But it was like, man, I told Roddy, it's like, it's not so much, it's not so different from what we do, because when it's done well, you take people and you suspend their disbelief. And in my case, I was at Santa's house in Chicago, and within 10 minutes, I was sitting there thinking, can he reach 350 million homes in a single evening? And I think, there are elements of this film, even though we struggle with the Santas, as they go through their trials and tribulations. But I think we also embrace and feel great joy in what they do towards the end of the movie.
Now, is it true you're on the road with the guys in wrestling, and everybody would listen to different music? I believe it was the Blue Meanie in the documentary mentions this. Everybody listens to different groups, a little bit harder music, and then hey guys, can I put this tape in? And all of a sudden you put in, and there's Christmas music.
Yeah, I was known as ask wrestlers about Mick Foley. Wow, one of the nicest guys you could meet. Then say, would you travel with him? And they'd be like, no. Him with Christmas music year round. Yeah, they don't get the same sense of joy that I do on a year round basis.
I think the only story that comes close to meeting what you did is I heard a story one time of Kane backstage. What music does he listen to get hyped up? And somebody wanted to listen to what he had on his headphones.
Wait, no, I think you're getting that story mixed up. This is what I was listening to.
No, the one I heard was he was listening to Tori Amos.
No, you got it backwards.
Oh no,
Kane was wondering what I was listening to that got me so motivated, and he was somewhat taken back when it was Winter by Tori Amos. Like, he didn't see how that's not your typical wrestler gets in the zone song. But Tori knows of it, and she appreciates it, and is quite flattered by the fact that, I have a special affinity for her music. Hi, Tori.
Are we planning to see any more books as far as Christmas is concerned? You did the first Christmas book with Jerry Lawler doing the artwork.
I had one out 2 years ago, A Most Miserable Christmas with WWE, that I really enjoyed and thought was, I really was proud of. I'm going to try to talk WWE into putting out a 15th anniversary Christmas Chaos that's been updated and G-rated for a new generation. And I'm really proud of the Christmas book that my son wrote when he was 9. That I will see today in a limited edition that Paper Cuts has put out. Paper Cuts is the publisher of the WWE comic. And honestly, if they had said to me, will you come to New York and do an appearance for free, I probably would have passed on it, And then when they said, we'll do a special edition of your son's book, I was like, I'm there. Yeah, I'm really proud of it. Crazy Christmas with those illustrations by the incredible Jill Thompson.
It's amazing. Okay. The documentary comes out November 4th in theaters.
Theatrical release is November 4th, and then on the 11th it's available on iTunes, DVD, and Netflix. And give it 10 minutes, all you cynical people out there. 10 minutes, you will be captivated.
My favorite is when you're going through and you introduce the different Santas, and then there's that hard cut to when you're introduced into the documentary. Like, oh, this is kicking into higher gear now. And it just adds that extra oomph.
My expression to the director, Tommy Avalone, I said, I want people's first vision of me to be flying into their living rooms. And then WWE was really great to work with in getting us the footage that made that come to life. But for the person who's not familiar with me, we have a great Santa Bob saying, I think, it's not about the beer or the bowl full of jelly. It's about what you have in your heart. Anyone could be Santa if they have it in their heart, and all of a sudden you hear Jim Ross going, God is my witness. He's been broken in half. It's like, here's your introduction to your next Santa.
Mick Foley, thank you very much for everything.
Appreciate it.
November 4th, I Am Santa Claus. Check it out.
What can I tell you? It's St. Patrick's Day. We're all drunk.
When I finally found out that there was any such thing as men who liked men, I knew that was what I had been all along.
Oh, well, I don't just do real estate. I also take pictures of the Easter Bunny.
I make mean barbecue, ribs, pulled pork.
I'm on staff of what is popularly called a sex club. And you'll notice it says right here, no nudity at the buffet.
A little bit of Santa's cookies. I lie to people and tell them this is what I smell like when I sweat.
Oh!
I've always been Mick Foley as Santa Claus. Nobody's ever been under the impression they were actually meeting Santa Claus. So I would like to see if I have what it takes. So I'm going to give it a try.
How's that feel on your scalp at all?
It's more of the balls rubbing against my shoulder.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's the first time that's...
Being Santa is a job that if you didn't love doing it, you couldn't do it at all.
Here, will this help? Mommy.
It's kind of a tradition. He doesn't like Santa.
You're gonna be pissing green tonight.